Yo, Dennis here, back with another video. Y'all already know what the liquor is. Make sure y'all like and subscribe and hit that notification button.
Hey, you right there. You watch the videos to the end.
Another episode of Sneaker Diaries. You know I had to hit y'all with one real quick. Football season is here now. So with that being said, it's only right that I hit y'all with one of my all-time favorite shoes of all time. The Nike Cross Trainer Bo Jacksons. The original Bo Jacksons. The black and gray joints, Raiders colors. Y'all already know. Back when the Raiders was the LA Raiders, you know what I'm saying? And that's when I became a true Raiders fan. And everybody knows that I've been a lifelong Raiders fan. Now that we in Las Vegas, shouts out to the Las Vegas Raiders. It's definitely a dream come true. So with that being said, I can't do nothing. This is gonna be the shoe that I talk about right now. This shoe right here was significant in the hip hop community, definitely in Chicago. To this day, people rock Bo Jackson. Two-sport athlete, one of the greatest athletes ever, one of the greatest running backs to ever touch the gridiron. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about guys like LeBron James is a freaking mutant, a freak of nature. Bo Jackson is a freak of nature. Bo Jackson, I got introduced to Bo Jackson. I'm a youngin', so we knew he went to Auburn. We knew how deadly he was in college. I mean, a dog in college. We knew the type of power he had. But then once he got to the LA Raiders, that's when everything started clicking. The Nike endorsements came. We saw the dope commercials. Hell, back when we was playing Nintendo, we would play Tecmo Bowl. And who do we pick? The Raiders, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else was picking the Bears, we was picking the Raiders, you know what I'm saying? You give it to Bo Jackson, instant touchdown, you wasn't finna stop that. As a kid, from my perspective, you know, we always wanted the Bo Jacksons. I think eventually, he had a version of the Bo Jacksons with the Nike Huaraches as well, if I'm not mistaken. But the original Nike Air Cross Trainers edition of the Bo Jacksons, the Raiders colors, is definitely one of those shoes I always wanted. Never had a pair of Bo Jacksons before. I think I got the Huarache versions of the Bo Jacksons. That's what I had before. But I never got a chance. I don't think I ever owned a pair of Nike Air Cross Trainer Bo Jacksons. I don't think I ever had a pair of Bo Jacksons. But these is one of those shoes I always wanted. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of times the Bo Jacksons was definitely one of them shoes, especially like in the early 90s, that everybody had to have for all the youngins out there, man, that's tuning in. But on that note, make sure y'all like and subscribe and hit that notification button. So, you know, I gotta give y'all a unique story. So we knew about the Bo Jacksons before we even seen the shoe. Obviously, you know, we was a fan of the Bo Jacksons back to the Tecmo Bowl days. Rappers used to make references to Bo Jackson all the time. At one point in time, he was one of the biggest athletes in the game. You know, before he got injured with the hip injury, Bo Jackson was on pace to be one of the greatest of all time, both in the MLB and the NFL. And do your homework, look it up. Alright, so I had to tap in real quick to just kind of add on to what I was just talking about. For you kids out there, I just want to run down a couple things about Bo Jackson. Now, I said I wasn't going to do the stat thing, but y'all got to understand what I mean. Here's a few fun facts about Bo Jackson. Number one, as you know, Bo Jackson was drafted by the Los Angeles Raiders. This was in 1987. I know a lot of y'all that's probably watching this wasn't even born then. But just to kind of let y'all know why I'm really, really passionate about my boy Bo Jackson. You know, you know. So for all you 80s babies out there and anybody that's older than us, y'all know what I mean. Quick little rundown on the NFL side. Played with the Los Angeles Raiders from 87 to 1990. His NFL career was cut short due to a hip injury back in 91. Now let's just give a quick few rundown. 1990, he made the Pro Bowl. 1985, Heisman Trophy winner. He also received the Walter Camp Award the same year he won the Heisman. Also that same year, Sporting News Player of the Year and UPI Player of the Year in 1985. Two-time consensus All-American in 1983 and 1985. Three-time first-team All-SEC from 1982, 1983, and 1985. Also, the Auburn Tigers retired his jersey number 34. That's like a big deal. Shouts out to the Auburn Tigers. So as you know, he was a two-sport athlete. So let's go to the MLB career. He played for the Kansas City Royals from 1986 to 1990. Then after that stint there, he went to my Chicago White Sox in 1991 to 1993. And he also played for the California Angels in 1994. He was a 1989 All-Star. Not to mention, I know this is a fun fact, back in Auburn, he ran track and field as well, so he was actually a three-sport athlete. And that's just a few things, just to name a few about Bo Jackson. Now, back to the episode. But for me, Bo Jackson was one of them dudes like Lawrence Taylor. You put him along the lines of that, like these are freak of natures. I remember watching, it was a cartoon back in the 90s we used to watch called Pro Stars. And who did they star in? They made cartoon versions of Wayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson, and Michael Jordan. That's just how big Bo Jackson was back in the day. So you knew all the commercials. They had t-shirts and merchandise with Bo knows this, Bo knows that. So, you know, being a hip hop head and a hip hop fanatic, Bo Jackson was always synonymous in the hip hop culture. I had to give the great Bo Jackson some love, man, because I don't think he get the credit he deserves. If he's not a Hall of Famer, he should be. Career cut short so soon, but man, Bo Jackson was special. And his shoe collection via Nike was definitely special with one of them ones. So, I mean, you see it right here, man. This is one of them shoes I always wanted, so I had to give Bo Jackson some love real quick. This is definitely a very short video. This is not one of those biopics where we just reading off stats and nothing like that. So that was like one of them things. When I think about this shoe, I think about Tecmo Bowl, I think about Pro Stars, the cartoon, the LA Raiders, of course. I think about NWA, I think about DJ Quick, I think about Tribe Called Quest, I think about, you see what I'm saying? I think about A Living Color, I think about the 90s. When I think about this shoe, I think about the 90s. You think about movies, like looking at the shoe brings back memories. You've seen it everywhere. I think about all the dope boys back in the day used to rock the Bo Jacksons. A lot of the older people that was a little bit older than me at that time, like if you was a teenager in the 90s or if you was a young adult in the 90s, probably had you a pair of Bo Jacksons, especially if you was hip. And that was one of the hottest shoes, and this is before the Deion Sanders. Bo Jackson was probably the first two-sport athlete, baseball player, NFL player that ever had a shoe that actually did pretty well. I think he was the first. And I'm gonna leave it there, man. I'm gonna end it right here. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. It's greatly appreciated. And as always, keep God first, stay sucker free, and by all means get to the money. Peace and love, stay healthy, and I'm out. Peace.